Hello folks, I'm in reference to a the spray problem with the Power Rug Doctor Deep Carpet Cleaner. The reason why I'm doing this is because I searched it and there were no videos on here whatsoever, and I was left completely in the dark on how to take it apart, what the problem might be, blah, 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 blah. However, I want to give kudos to Rug Doctor because I did contact them. They got me in contact with one of their service techs. He helped me out a ton. Unfortunately, all the advice he gave me didn't wholeheartedly take care of the problem, so I had to be a little inventive here, which is the reason why I'm doing this video. What you have here, and my camera woman today is my daughter Meredith. Okay. What you have here is the Rug Doctor Deep Carpet Cleaner. It's one of the home models. They don't make it anymore, I have since found out. I have already taken it mostly apart, so what I'm going to show you is a simplified form of what you have to do, but it has been already taken apart, okay? To begin this, and again, this is for if it doesn't spray, okay? It's a pump problem, and the pump will stick after it's been stored for a while. So I'm going to teach you how to fix that. So if your Rug Doctor isn't spraying, and you've gone through all the stuff where they tell you to turn the buttons and do this, do that, none of that worked for me. Clean the nozzles, none of that worked. So naturally you have to take the tank off, the front tank off. We'll set that to the side. You have to take the rear tank off, naturally. And then you're going to have to remove all the screws to take all these panels off because the motor and everything is underneath it. So those screws are, I'm going to have Meredith zoom in here. There's a screw here. There's a screw here. Screw here. Screw here. There's a screw there. A screw there. A screw here. 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 And then 4 screws across the front. And then there's one in the back, right in the back here, where you'll take this little panel off. And you'll see wires behind that. I hope you got all that. And then when you do, you can use the handle and oh, I'm sorry, there's one more thing. You have to take this gray button off that's normally sitting there, and it's for your control for your spray, okay? There's one screw in there, you pop that off. And then you have to hit this area with a rubber hammer, and that'll help pop it off, okay? Again, that's already been done. So you're gonna lift this whole unit out, take this off, lift this whole unit out, and there's gonna be a hose attached to the bottom here. It's already been disconnected because I had to do that off. So that hose has been disconnected, it just pulls off. Now, what Rug Doctor told me to do is to take the motor out, which there's 4 screws that hold the motor in, which you can kind of see them right down here. They're already gone, so I've already removed it. So there's 4 screws that hold the motor in. They told me to take the motor out, plug the unit in, put it on tools, the tool setting, because that will run the pump automatically, and then hit the pump a few times with a hammer. And that a lot of times will free it up. It did not work for me. After repeated efforts, none of that worked. So, and I'll show you so if you remove the pump, or the motor assembly, the pump is this device right down there. And so I basically just hit the top of it with a hammer while it was running on tool setting. It did not take care of it. So, what I then did was, this is where I kind of came into place, is I figured if we soaked the pump in hot water, it would try and free it up. So I took a standard turkey baster, I filled it with steaming hot water, I forced it into the end of the tube here, and for a few minutes I just forced hot water through all the hoses in the pump, and you'd actually be able to see the water kind of move in the hoses when you knew that it was through the pump. And I just kept kind of swishing the water back and forth in the pump a little bit, and I let that sit for like 15 minutes. And then while I had pressure on the hose, I turned it on, ran it on tools again, and then I hit the pump a few times with the hammer, and all of a sudden away it went. And just for reference, when the pump turns on, you can feel it and hear it run. It'll kind of vibrate and pulse when it's running. And you can actually hear it. So that'll indicate whether the pump is on. And as soon as the pump came on, the water started flowing right out of my turkey baster here, and I knew that it was working. And now it works great. So And then basically you're just going to have to reverse the order to put it all back together. And you should have a good working unit again. I hope this helps people out. Thank you. Bye-bye.